You gotta make me look hot and smart.
What are your thoughts on influencers in Austin, Texas?
We're doing nude figure drawing. He's gonna have to cut a bunch of the weird shit I set out. The Saturn tattoo.
You can see it.
You see he's down. So I made a fake speakeasy and we're doing a Titanic sinking party.
What would you say your three favorite bars are in Austin, Texas? Welcome back to the Austin Pod. We're getting close to 30 episodes now. Rachel's not here today. We have a special guest. Rachel has some events, but we might be doing this on and off. And I wanted to bring some amazing people that I thought are either business owners or creatives that would just be an interesting story to tell in Austin, Texas. And this was one of the first people I thought about. This is Stevie from Saturn Bar in downtown Austin.
What's up?
I originally met you when you were a bartender hopping around, like doing pop-ups with Saturn. It was right.
That was so. I moved here from Nashville during the pandemic, like July. So in July, I'll have been here 5 years.
Oh wow!
So
okay.
I started at Whistler's pretty much like right when I landed. I tried to drive. It's so funny. I tried to drive on like Uber Eats before bars were open for like a week.
Was it?
And I found out I'm like really not cut out for that at all. Like I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like I was driving like a gas guzzling car. I was driving around in a Challenger.
Okay.
So I could only do the food. You can't do rideshare in a two-door car. Okay. Another thing I found out. This is totally like not related to anything.
I've always wanted to do it. Like I was just like, oh, if I can make quick money on the weekend, I'll do it. But
yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, I'll make some quick money. Like this would be cool. Like I need to be working. It'll be fun. And like 3 trips in, I got all the food from this one place. And it was meant to go to like 3 different houses. And I'm just so like not paying attention at all. I was driving. I gave all the food to the first house. And I drove like 25 minutes to like the second spot. And I looked over, like as I turned into their neighborhood, I looked over at my passenger seat and there's nothing in the car.
Oh my God.
And I was like, yeah, I can't do this. But thankfully Whistler's like reopened for service not long after that. And I jumped in there and started bartending. And that was like the best, turned out like was like the best way to get acclimated to like the hospitality scene in Austin. And you meet so many people there. It's a staple. It's busy. So like that was an awesome way to get started here.
Yeah, I mean, we just did the best bar in Austin. And in the 3 years I've done, it's only been 3 years, but they've been top 5 every single year. So there's a lot of people that love them. I feel like it's one of the best bars for sure.
Dude, it blows my mind that they don't win every time. But I get why there's like a thing with being that busy where at a certain point, like a lot of people kind of suffer when they come there. Like they're like, I can never get a drink, you know? Like they're like, I want to go, and they always go. Yep. And they're like, I know I could have a good time, but I'm not quite sure how to.
Yeah,
it's like
I've noticed that just drinking culture in Austin, people do go at the wrong time, or they'll give a bar one chance because there's so many bars, and then never go again.
It's the psychology of it is being kind of like right now we're still sort of a destination bar, even though like Austin's not big. Like you can like Nickel City is 3 minutes away. It's right here.
It's kind of
right?
wild.
Yeah, but like we're not far, but people like to bar hop and stuff.
Yeah.
But that is such a weird thing. You have to like sort of try to navigate with every different type of person. You know, like there'll be times where, you know, I unlock the door at 4:00 and like a 66-year-old man will come in. We just opened and he's like, when's it get popping? When's the party? And I'm like, this guy wants it to be I'm like, when it's busy, dude, you might not even be able to order a drink. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you know how to operate. Like, do you want to have a bad time? But some people kind of do, I think. Some people want, like, they keep coming back. Even some places that I would go to sometimes, like back home in Nashville or stuff like my friends would do, we'd be like, we don't ever really love it, but we go. It's like one of the only places we go.
Interesting.
We're like, it's never awesome, but we just have to do it. We just have to go there. Like we have fun hanging out for some other reason that's like extraneous to like whether we get service or get a drink or.
Because deep down, I think we want to just be around other people.
Yeah, we're just doing a thing. And so in that way, I do get it. It's like in service of it being like the social aspect of a bar. I'm like, yeah, you didn't probably want to pull up.
Because there's a lot of people that hate online. I get those comments all the time where they're like, oh, sounds great to be packed in a bar, and like they just talk shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but then COVID happened and you see all these people like begging for it to be back, and I'm like, see, you're just saying that.
Or also then just go somewhere else then. Like, yeah, it's busy. Like, don't you know what you want?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Go
what I'm saying.
go sit in the corner somewhere.
Yep.
Like, be weird. You don't have to participate. Like, it's the social contract is kind of like, if you want to go out and be around people, do it.
Yeah.
If you want to be a grump, I mean, yeah, just stay on your computer.
You know, and I'm learning more and more. I mean, people know this if you're following this, but that's just like online has its own little section of people that are just like haters and trolls.
I love it.
And they never go out. Like I've learned that the people that it's rare. Like I said, I say 99% of people that follow love the stuff. They love Austin. They're positive people, but the 1% are the loudest. And then two,
Oh, yeah.
I find out that they like don't even live near Austin. They're like, oh, I live 45 minutes outside of Austin.
They're in like Round Rock or something. Like they
And-
see you real like leaving Bass Pro Shops, and they're like, "Fuck this guy, man. He doesn't know shit. He's from Jersey." What do you don't know anything
I'm like,
either.
I'm out every weekend
who
for the last,
cares?
5 years.
Who are you? I love that shit though. I mean, that's like a thing I do a lot, maybe to the confusion of some of my followers, but like the Instagram for the bar is 100% me.
Well, yeah, so that's one of the reasons I had to have you on because people love his Instagram. I mean, it definitely throws shots at people, but rightfully so. As an influencer myself, I hate using that word. I like to say creator, but I like to consider myself more on like the industry side of things because I do go out and half the time I'm not filming. I'm just out to have fun. But we've had stories of influencers that bother me, and you say the same thing. Where these
Like it's so funny. I mean, that's the thing too. Like I've accidentally become, I don't want to say like defender, but you know, like there's a lot of people who just detract from like any sort of an influencer thing. Anybody who's creating, anybody who's making
who you
videos,
are.
it doesn't matter.
Yep.
They're just like, fuck it, we hate them.
Yep.
Period. And so I've had a decent amount of opportunities where I get to be like, no man, like no, he's cool. Like he actually does the thing he says he does, which is for me all I need. And other people like if they would just have that perspective of like, he's actually in the bar drinking, like meet him, like whatever. I don't care if you like his videos or like his thing. Like he's physically there drinking, doing the stuff. Like the content, the amount of things you put out, the only way you can do that is by physically being there, drinking the drinks. And it's never just like it's never just like a sweep across 8-second video and then you're out,
And
like
that's what
run me my check, like type thing. It's like, no, he's just in the bars. He genuinely likes this. And that I think speaks to like kind of what the content you end up making is because you're doing it.
Yeah, like how can you say I'm the guide to drinking, but you don't actually have late nights getting drunk at a bar, or you've only went one time, or all these things. Same with people are like, I'm going to show you the best events in Austin, but you're just researching them online.
Yeah,
but you don't actually go to the events.
What's opening this month, and then here's a list, and I'm going to give you the visual component of it, where I just show you what the interior looks like, and go, this drink was good. I'm like, what? Do I know you? What do you like? Like, okay, she said it was good. I guess we all have to go. But like, you have the lived-in experience of like, dude, I was hammered there. Like, that was fun. I know these guys. There's some grit. Like, there's some skin in the game of like, I've been in these places with these people, and that makes it a lot more authentic. What the hell were we talking about? The Instagram.
Yeah, so the Instagram, because we're going to be diving into a lot today. We're going to be talking about.
This isn't plugged in, but I thought it would be funny if I just yelled all my answers at him.
You're going to get a little like idea of what Saturn is through this podcast for sure.
God,
that's what I want to roll through. Obviously the Instagram, but I want to know about you. So let's start there. Let's jump back there, and we'll dive back into the other stuff. So first, you said you're in Austin 5 years ago. You came from Nashville. You were your bartender out there.
Yeah, in Nashville, I did a bunch of different things. It's all prime. I mean, I lump it in basically as being like I was a bartender. Okay. Because there's so many different things in hospitality where you get all these different like titles tacked on that are like basically meaningless. Sure. At a certain point, at least not even being jaded or anything, like at a certain point you realize this kind of doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I get it's structured very different than like corporate things, or it's like at a bank where there's 25 people are the vice president. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, cool, what is that? In other parts of the world, that might mean something different. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've been a beverage director at groups. I've been the bar manager. I've been the GM. I've been the bartender. I've been the somm. Like, did all that stuff. So I kind of felt like I did everything I could do in Nashville, to be honest. Like, there weren't really any spots I was seeing where I could squeeze something in and open something. Okay. I had a bunch of friends who had done a lot of cool projects already, and there's so many fucking cool bars there. that my friends own in Nashville and in Chattanooga. Weirdly enough, Chattanooga is like popped
Oh,
off.
I've never been. I'm actually down to
Dude,
go.
my friend has like 5 or 6 bars
No
there now,
way.
and every one of them is cool.
Really?
Every one of them is cool, man. It's like, what in the hell is going on? But there's so much stuff there.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't know that I had a pop-up concept I was doing there too. It was called City Cleaners. It was a different thing. It was
That actually sounds pretty cool.
it was sick. I still want to do it as a bar here. Investors, get at me. No, but it was a different thing. The aesthetic was different. The logos and the branding were all kind of like retro baseball jerseys and like clowns and stuff, which that has nothing to do with the drinks, but I start with like a visual and kind of like a color scheme and like a general feel, and then just kind of build from there.
Cool.
But it was tight. We did a couple pop-ups at some bars in Nashville, and then when I moved here, pandemic time, I sort of picked it back up. And so even like the first little bit while I was at Whistler's, before I developed the Saturn thing, I was doing City Cleaners stuff. So I was canning cocktails and labeling them and stuff. And
Cool.
chicks would come in and be like, "Whoa, these are great. Like, can you bring these to our house?" And I would just show up and drop off like 5 or 6 like 6-packs of canned cocktails at their door.
Oh,
They'd
that's
Venmo me,
so
and I was
cool.
like, "Tight, like, you know, we're getting money, dude. Like, we're gonna figure it out." But it was cool to see that it worked in another market, because I'm getting to know a different city. It's not terribly different from Nashville, but it is a different place, and
Okay.
there's a lot of different types of people here.
And what made you want to come to Austin, though, specifically?
I'd actually been visiting here since like 2015
Okay,
or 16.
So you already had a decent idea.
There was, I don't know that it's really there anymore. I mean, maybe, but there was like a kind of a pipeline between Nashville bars and Austin bars for a little bit. And I think a lot of that was like kind of spurred on by like when Nickel opened.
Okay.
Like Amanda over there, I know from back home.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's the GM there now. But I remember when she was a bar back, when she started, I was the manager at the bar she worked at in Nashville, which is an awesome bar called LA Jackson. It's a hotel rooftop bar, which sounds like so unhip and not cool. It's sick. It's so sick. It's an amazing spot. But she worked over there, and people were moving this way. One of my really good friends moved out here. I thought he lived in Austin. It turned out he lived in like Round Rock the whole time. But I didn't know. I didn't know that it's a big place. But generally, it's like Austin proper is really small.
Yeah.
It feels like a small town to me. I mean, Nashville feels bigger. I know it's not. But I know they factor in like the scale of like the greater Austin area, and it's a little bit more spread out, but Nashville feels a little bit more like a city when you're there. The infrastructure, I think, was maybe slightly better, and I'm not like a city planner, so I don't know. This is like anecdotal stuff. But it was able to take on the development that happened, like the big boom. There were a few years where, you couldn't get a crane. There were just cranes everywhere. They're like
Really?
18 cranes up everywhere you look, as they're building all these towers and
So
stuff.
they already had their boom pretty much.
I think so. Yeah, I feel like they've already had it. But when you talk to people here, they're like, "Oh, it's coming up. It's catching up to us." And I'm like, when was the last time you were there? Like, have you been to like Broadway or have you been downtown? Like, it's like they have the one hotel already. Like, we're waiting on it, right?
Yep.
Like, not that that means anything, but I'm like, I kind of think they already did it.
Well, that's one of the questions I'm going to ask. And do I always assume, like, coming from an outside, originally I'm not from here, but before I moved here, you would research, like, where's the best places to vacation, party, all this stuff. And it was always like Broadway in Nashville, 6th Street in Austin, But now that I'm here, Austin is special because it's spread out. There's places everywhere you can go.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's because of 6th Street. But when I went to Nashville, I could tell, like, Broadway is special.
It's so weird. It seems like it's like outdated information, that people just continue to just parrot like over and over again. They just say it because someone else said it.
100%.
Because I see people all the time. We get a lot of like kind of transient business early on during the day because we have hotels and stuff nearby. It's not like neighborhood stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll get people and they're like, all right, we got to go to 6th.
Just thinking,
And I'm
because
like,
that's what they heard.
I'm like, I don't know that you do, but like, hey, have fun. Like, I don't care. Like, go do that. Like when you're done, but I don't know what you're doing. Maybe if you get a burger at like Casino, hell yeah, go do that. Go eat. But like,
there's spots for sure. And they're trying to make a comeback. I wanted to ask you about that. Do you think 6 is going to make a comeback? Because they're doing some, like, there's a lot of investors coming in.
I hope it does.
Okay.
I sincerely hope it does, because like, if you contrast it to Broadway, there's a ton of spots on Broadway that have been there forever. There's like Tootsie's, Robert's Western World, like there's stuff that is just staples, and they're, you know, they're not run down, but they're there, they're lived in. You can tell these are like real things. And then there's like Kid Rock's bar and like Justin Timberlake's bar and all these like things that are, you know, a little bit higher production and newer or whatever. But it's all there. The things that were there, like they were maintained. It stayed busy. They just built up and developed it. And this kind of has more of a look like it was like in a nuclear bomb went off, and then now they're gonna try to fully. It's like skeletonized.
So it could use some like just rebuilding.
I think it would be dope.
Yeah,
I think it would be dope. It should be like packed. I'm actually glad that they let people drive down it. I know that's been like super unpopular. But I think it makes more sense. You can drive down Broadway, and it's way busier than that is.
Oh yeah, good point actually.
You know, like. So what? You
Yeah.
know, like let people do their thing. They're like, well, they can't cross the street and get to another bar. Yes, they can. You can't cross the street.
Go down the.
If you can't cross the street, then what are you doing out anyway?
Yeah.
Like, this seems crazy to me. But
It's funny. The public seems to hate it, but I talked to a couple other business owners. They said the same thing. They think it's going to be good.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just to me, it makes sense. And they're talking about making it where 7th and up North Congress is going to be a walkabout at some point. Like developing this area. This is the main.
I've heard about that.
It's the main street in Austin.
Yeah.
And it's very underutilized at the moment, which I kind of. That was sort of me hedging a bet coming over here.
it's gonna-
When I did, I was like, "There's no way that this area will not become desirable." Like decades past, it was popping.
Yeah.
Always, and you know, COVID and people leaving offices and all those types of things sort of made it unfavorable for a minute. But that's sort of where you kind of want to be before it blows up. So we'll see. I think it's coming. I mean, there's people building things. There's people trying to get hospitality over here, and I think it would make perfect sense.
Yeah. The city's only growing, so that's only going to at least go in the right direction.
Yeah. How would you let your downtown be like?
Yeah.
Not cool.
Yeah, especially in Austin. Like, yeah, it's going to be fine. And if you're not familiar, this is walkable from the Capitol. Like, when you walk out, you can see the Capitol.
The Capitol's right there.
Yeah.
It's dope. It looks so cool. I mean, like at night, you've got the Paramount and all those signs. You've got the Capitol and everything, and you do feel like you're in like a city. You feel like you're somewhere. It has a sense of place, which is really neat because these are all historic buildings, which I didn't even realize when I got in here. I was like, oh, I have a historic designation. Whoops! Like there's certain stuff I got to do.
I'm a sucker for that. Like,
but it's sick. It doesn't look like other parts of town, really.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these buildings are, they have strange design elements to them. There's a big hill running back here, so like, you're sort of surrounded in a different way that it feels a little bit different than some of the other parts of town. Especially like if you contrast this to South Congress, where it's just that's direct to consumer stores or whatever. It's just like a mall.
You can buy like $400 dresses and stuff. That's why there's only a couple bars over there. I don't go there that often.
Yeah.
So jumping into so you were a bartender in Nashville. You wanted to move to Austin. You moved here. You were doing bartending at Whistler's, and then you wanted to do Saturn.
I ramble so much. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I was doing the city cleaners thing, and then I was like, well, this is cool. This kind of works, and I'm just, grinding my ass off at Whistler's. And one day, when I was extremely hungover in a bath after like a week of shifts or whatever, I was just drawing on my iPad and I drew the Saturn guy. I just drew the logo and I was like, that might be a fun thing to use for something. Like,
oh yeah, I got
he's cute.
Right here, baby.
The Saturn tattoo.
I don't know if you can see it.
You see, he's down. He's down for life. But dude, it's so cool to me. So many people have that tattoo, or have "See You Around." Or there's one guy that has my favorite one, but like I didn't think anybody would get it. But it just says Saturn Wife Sitters Club.
Oh my god,
there's some chaotic stuff going on. But seeing the icon like on people is so dope. And so many people jump on getting it. Like it's probably like 60 or 80 people that have some variation of it. Like I have like one with horns from Friday the 13th. There's one with bunny ears.
Now I gotta get Kelsey to get one.
Like, yeah, dude. And I love doing different versions. I did one with a birthday hat for the 1 year, like the little cone hat.
That's sick. That's another thing they do here all the time is they do like the tattoo pop-ups, which is like the flash tattoo. Constantly. I love them.
Yeah, there was a minute there where we were doing it like 3 times a month. I was like, this is getting ridiculous. Like I stopped doing it for a minute because I was like, dude, people don't have. They're like, I don't want to get tattooed again. Like we just keep doing it. But
I could see that.
It's so funny though. Like it's a cool thing to offer. And I mean, the majority of our audience are like, maybe half of our audience is kind of just down.
Yeah.
For like that sounds fun, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
But Jesus, let me rein it in. I drew the logo, and I was like, okay, cool. It's like 50s pop art kind of styles, very simple. I got the colors. Like I said, I go, this is the thing. What are the kind of the colors? Like my favorite color is orange. So it was kind of easy. And like we got oranges, peaches, that kind of stuff. And I was like, all right, sweet. And a Saturn is a cocktail. It's not one we make here all the time, which is funny.
That is pretty funny, yeah.
But it's an oddball cocktail. It's a gin-based tiki drink, which so if we really want to get like, weird with it, it's like that's sort of in service of like what the brand is. It's like some oddball kind of shit. A little left turn from what you might think you'd be doing in a cocktail setting. It's like that tiki drink sort of represents that too, and that is Saturn. So it's like.
And when you got that idea, was like you were doing that at Whistler's or?
Yeah, I did the first 2 Saturn pop-ups actually were upstairs in the mezcal bar, and it was sick. The first 2 we had like I had no idea what to expect. And the first one we had a line all the way down the stairs outside.
No way.
Like it was like 45 minutes to get up there and get in. Because it wasn't like set up to do like cocktails. They just pour mezcal up there.
I was gonna say I've been up there a couple times.
Yeah, it wasn't set up for that. So like I had like my stuff is like behind me and on the ground and shit, and I'm like trying to like keep up and do it. But it was awesome, and it got out there. And then I made shirts, and we did some more. We did nickel. We did Chopper Tiki in Nashville, which was super dope. But just kind of kept. I don't even know if I needed to do that, but it just was fun, and it made sense to me to like flesh the brand out and get merch and get shirts in people's, in people's closets. I was gonna say in their hands, but I want them to wear them. I don't want them to carry them around. But like doing that and kind of building it out, and then I started looking for a spot. I was like, I need to do this.
You want to open your own bar?
Yeah, I'd always wanted to open my own thing about as long as I can remember, because when I start doing a cocktail bar, I end up doing all their drinks. And then I end up doing their merch, and I end up doing their photography or their Instagram, and I'm like...
It's too one-sided.
Yeah, I'm like, I love doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll do it anyway, but it gets to be challenging if you're creative or if you move fast. I go pretty quick on a lot of things. Like, if it's an idea, I'm like, I want to see the thing that we thought of happen, like, quickly.
Yeah.
And then when it's someone else's, when the final product is someone else's thing, they have the right to go in and... I don't know, maybe it's this, or maybe they just changed their mind completely. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to just make the thing. Yeah, just make the thing, see what happens, do it. Like,
well, to kind of jump into, Saturn, like I wanted to state this on the pod from my perspective, not your perspective. But I'm a regular here. As an ATX drinker, I'm not a regular at a lot of bars, actually, because I'm either one having to go shoot at new places. So I'm like, where haven't I been in a while? But there's a couple places I'm a regular at, and it's definitely like Nickel City here, Liberty, because it's across the street from where I live, and actually they have affordable drinks.
Liberty's sick.
It's sick.
Liberty's cool, man.
So this is one of the places I'm a regular at, but I always say this. What I love about a lot of bars, one, is if you give you a mix of everything. So you can come here and you feel like you're at just like a chill, laid back spot, but also they have like really cool cocktails if you want to have something special and unique. In addition to that, we were talking about this before, but keep Austin weird is like a thing. And people like to say that, well, Austin's no longer weird. It's not that it's no longer weird. It's just like, to me, in the 80s, it was its own weird thing. And in the 90s, it's changed. And now the people that lived through that era is hating on our generation.
Yeah.
But today's type of weird is its own thing. Anyway, that's like a whole nother tangent. But to relate that to the bar, I feel like Saturn is like the essence of Keep Austin Weird to me, because like you will bring in any fucking event, and like we were just talking, you have an event coming up next week.
Yeah,
that they're doing nude painting.
We're doing nude figure drawing, which is cool. Like it's
so cool.
It's art, which is awesome, and it's also like there's a few things that I like to try to do with some of these things, and it's like making stuff seem really chaotic and random and like off the wall is actually something you have to consider quite a bit, because there are more things you have to control in the background to make it seem like, whoa, what are they doing? You have to be able to manage that and like allow for it to kind of go off the rails, but everybody's checking everything the whole time. And it's also like, as an idea, things like that are really, I think, important, especially for like a bar or a nightlife space, because it speaks to the fact that people that come in here are so comfortable. Like, this wasn't even my idea. People hit me up and they want to do things that sound kind of risque or like just really off the wall stuff from what you'd expect in a cocktail bar. And usually it's total opposite of that, right? Like, people are paying to have a bottle girl bring them a drink, because they're like, I hope a girl is here, or I hope some. And people don't feel comfortable all the time necessarily.
For sure.
Like,
what did you do New Year's one time? You did a bucket of fried chicken.
Oh, dude, that was so sick. Golden Tiger, man, the homies.
Yeah.
Best food truck. Best food truck in town.
I'm a regular there, actually.
The fucking guys, man. Yeah, we had Mason came in and did they did like a KFC chicken bucket, and we did a dope
and then
grower producer
did they get
champagne.
with that?
Yeah. People didn't even realize because it was. I love doing that. It's confusing sometimes, but I like it when the deal is like so good that you kind of skim it and don't know what they're like. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then you get this huge bucket of chicken. We come out with a bottle of champagne. And they're like, I didn't order this. I don't want it. I'm like, no. You already paid for it all. Like you got all this. It's so sick.
That's awesome.
But in terms of doing like a lot of the programming. So like when I started over here, I was super naive with like doing the bar. I was like, I do cool shit. I think I'll open a bar. People will come because it's cool. We make good drinks. I know we make great stuff. That's all you have to do. I wasn't gonna do DJs. Like a lot of places I've worked, they don't do DJs. They don't have TVs. They don't do whatever. It's like we just make a sick playlist.
So
we'll just make cocktails. I was like, we'll just make cool cocktails. We'll just be a spot. We're right downtown. Sweet, easy as that. Does not work that way. You have to program everything every day of the week. There needs to be something going on.
Well, that's what I find interesting because I want to learn about this stuff too. Because then if I learn about it, I can also help other bars. And I'm realizing, like, unless you're lucky enough to be somewhere that people are just constantly walking by, like at E6 where Mother's Ruin, it's also a sick bar. But talk about just a great location.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and if you do that, yeah, for sure,
then you're fine.
But I talk about that all the time. I'm like, man, if I was on E6, woo, I'd be kicking back.
You wouldn't even have to worry about it. You could probably not even come in all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't work 130 hours a week. But I also like doing that too because I think that's. Part of like kind of a side reason or a reason why I do things here and the reason why I'm extremely hands-on with all of it is that I do want to kind of uplift other service industry workers, other bartenders, other people that I know do everything. Like they put a lot of it on their shoulders and they have ideas. I want them to realize, you can do this. You can go open a bar.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of, people in hospitality are often, I think characterized as being like kind of unsophisticated when it comes to just any different, like a business thing or financial things or just any of these, dude, you can figure it out.
Yeah.
You can figure it out. Just don't be drunk all the time. You'll probably be able to figure it out. If you have a cool idea, like do it. Like I want to shout out Revenge Bar that just opened recently over on like West 6th.
Awesome spot.
Yeah, those are some dudes that worked for me when I was managing Devil May Care for a little while.
No way.
And we just became friends. They were bartenders. They were interested in cocktails. You don't have to put this in there, but they weren't really doing good cocktails at that bar. They don't know how any of it works. It's like, whatever. And they were really, really interested. They wanted to learn drinks, and they like cared. They cared about what they were doing. And they opened a bar, and they're there.
I can't wait to
and
see
they work it, and they're in there.
The first or second date.
And it's beautiful, man. It's a beautiful spot. It has an identity. And to me, more importantly, like the people that put it out know what's happening. Yeah. They know how to make all the drinks. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever want to be a place where if the owner came into the bar and hopped behind the bar, we're in trouble. Like, no one's getting a drink now. Like, we're there to disrupt things because we don't know how to actually operate in like a hospitality setting. I don't want that. Like, I want there to be places where, like, the reason I started at Whistler's, Britt was working there, a friend of mine. Her and her sister own a bunch of really cool bars in Nashville, and they bartend, and they know how to do everything. And like most of the bars I liked coming up were owned by people who bartended.
Well, so I'm not as familiar with how many people do that. You're like my introduction to that.
Yeah.
So whenever I talk well about Saturn, first off, love the bar first. But to add on top of that, I'm like, no, this is a person who's passionate about being a bartender, having a cool bar, and became like became your own bar.
All.
Whereas like most of the time, this is one of the downfalls with some bars in Austin I've noticed. It's really these dudes with a lot of fucking money. This is where like the complaint about like people moving from California comes from. But it's like they just come in here, they're like, oh, it's a great opportunity for me to make some money. And then they just want to buy a spot and then just like put people in there. And it doesn't work because it's not coming from their heart and soul.
That's like, so sort of, this might segue kind of, in a good way into the Instagram, because I'm kind of like a notorious troll.
Yep.
With a lot of things, or I may say stuff that they might be like, people would look at and be like, well, that's not, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't say these types of things or whatever. And I hold back, man. Like, I'm not trying to get banned or whatever. But that is a thing, and I will poke fun at a lot of those places, and I won't name any of them. But there's a lot of stuff that's very obviously manufactured. Like it's there to make money, and that's fine. It's a business. Sure. I also would one day would love to make some money. That would be great. Believe me, I wouldn't turn my nose up at it. But you can tell these things are just kind of like, here it is. It's upscale.
Yeah.
It's whatever. And I'm like, what does that mean? Yeah. Like, and I get it. It's like you want to be able to say you own a bar. You want to be able to say you own a club. You want to have, you're like, you can tell girls, you can do this or that. It's like, but you don't care about the thing.
Yeah. They never worked in the industry.
It's not in service of that.
They don't have a passion for whatever whether it's the cocktails, whether it's meeting the people that come in. Like, you see some owners, they never even go to the bar.
Yeah. I'm like, can you go get me ice? Yeah. Do you know where the ice machine is? It's like that kind of thing is so funny. And I'll rip on them a lot on the page just for fun. But I would rather satirize and kind of parody and make fun of things rather than if I'm ever feeling kind of down about like some of the culture and some of the things that are happening or some of the things that are getting press or attention. I'd rather just be a little goofy and kind of have fun with it than like ever be glum or negative on the page. Like, I want it to be something fun that people laugh at. Like, people go to the page, and I don't even know if some people know it's a cocktail bar, which is not great. Like, it is a cocktail bar. You should come here. It's a real place. But I'll get myself in trouble sometimes with that, where people think we're joking about something we're actually doing, and then they'll see it. They'll see the reel the next day, or they'll see the story post
like, real funny.
17 hours ago story post when they wake up, and they're like, oh wait, they actually did that. I'm like, yeah, man. It's like, I'm kidding, but I need you to like check the subtext, like read between the lines a little bit. But I'm like, I don't want to present it the same way. This is a funny thing actually that happened in terms of the Instagram. So last year I made a fake speakeasy called Tanner's. I tried to think of like the whitest name I could think of.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
And we have a dope regular here who we love named Tanner. And he's like the whitest guy on planet Earth. Yeah, he's awesome. He's so sick. And so I think subconsciously I kind of was like, yeah, it's him. So I made a fake speakeasy. I made an Instagram for it. The logo was literally like a raccoon's head above a martini glass and like trash cans everywhere. And I made it the same way, like, I'm hating, but I made it the same way every other like new brand looks. It's a dark color and it's the lighter color.
Yep.
It's extremely simple. It's a bunch of just icons you can get off Adobe and like fonts that are readily available. Cool. Made it. And I was like, it's super exclusive, super, super exclusive. Like, you got to, like, we have to scan your face to see if you're attractive enough to get in, like conventionally attractive, all this crazy shit, so right? Funny. It never existed. it never even was, it was never meant to exist. We had the fake speakeasy take over Saturn. So I posted it and I was like, Tanner's big, nice, elite, exclusive members only bottle service club is taking over Saturn. It's not a real thing. People were like, how do we get in? We're getting messages. Like, how do I get a membership? How much is a membership? How do I get one? And I'm
fakely built the hype.
Dying laughing the whole time. And then I'm like, all right, I want to see if this will like work. I want to see if people will come to a fake pop-up in a real bar just based on purely on excitement. So to add to it, I hit up Bill's Oyster and I was like, yo, will you guys come do like oysters on the half shell here? And we can be like, we can have like a nice, Bill's is amazing.
I love
like
Bill's.
There's nothing like funny about what they're doing. They're dope. They're professional. Everything they do is amazing.
I'm a fan, actually.
I love Bill's Oyster. It's a sick place. And those guys are legit. Mm-hmm. And so I wondered, I was like, I don't know if they'll be part of this because it's kind of funny, which is cheeky, harmless stuff. And they were like, yeah. So they came in and did oysters for the night, but I put their logo on the flyer and I started getting so many messages. They were like, all right, you went too far with this joke. Like, you stole their logo, you put it on your thing. And I was like, they're really here. They're in the back. Way. They're really doing oysters. They're really doing it. And then people saw that the next time and they're like, oh my God, what? That wasn't a joke? Like,
that is so
it's kind of like a boy who cried wolf thing. Like, I'll kid too much and then people don't realize when we are doing something.
But I can see that because I'm trying to get into like helping promote events. And it's hard sometimes, man, because you want to reach more people. And to do that, you have to make something funny or interesting. But you also want to get the point across of what the event is.
Yeah.
So you're like, how do you do both?
Yeah, you have to repeat yourself a lot more than I like to.
Yeah.
You really have to repeat yourself. If I word something in like a way that I think is funny or clever, someone might not be able to interpret it as is what's happening. And I'm like, I think I said it.
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't know what you meant. We don't know what's going on. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a meme page. The Saturn page looks like it's not even a business account anymore. It's a creator account.
That's so funny.
I just do whatever. I barely post pictures of cocktails. We do have a new menu coming up. There will be pictures of new drinks on that.
Well, so that's like to finish off, I guess, the Saturn talk is I would say, seriously, follow Saturn on Instagram.
It's fun, I promise.
And the reason why I say that is not even just like to promote the bar right now, but people are always saying like, I need to know what's happening. I get DM, they're like, how did you know about this? And I'm like, I've talked about it. You just didn't see me before.
Yeah, you didn't see the thing.
So they're saying, hey, like, how can I have fun like the ATX drinker or do this stuff? If you're following his page, you're going to see these events that pop up 1, 2, 3 times a week. And now you're going to know. So keep an eye out for that because it's always different too. It's not going to be the same old.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. We have we have so many weird things coming up. Like we have the figure drawing is on Monday.
That's wild.
We're doing a thing in a couple of weeks. So the anniversary of the Titanic sinking is like the 14th of this month, I think. And we're doing a Titanic sinking party like that weekend.
Like I just came. That's amazing. And then I just came to that you did a Jersey Shore party.
Oh yeah,
which
that
I'm
was
from
sick.
Jersey, so I had to come.
Oh my god, right at the end of South by.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, I was so tired.
Dude, I don't know if you listened to our pod. I was like pretty blacked out after that.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm sure you were. That's my fault. I was just feeding you shots. I was like, hell yeah, dude, let's go. Let's get through this. It's Sunday, man. We're done.
I usually can handle all my stuff. That was the one time where I was like, I think pretty wasted when I came here.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I just did 5 more shots on top of that.
It was later, and I'm a bad instigator. I'm bad about it.
It was good though because I ended up skipping St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, perfect.
So I was just like, I just stayed home.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, there's no way. I'm not doing this. I can't handle it. That was a long week, man.
It was a crazy week. One thing I wanted to ask you, if you can give me like 3. So for me, this is important. This is a good rack. You want somebody to give you great bars in Austin. Come from somebody that was a bartender, very talented, goes out a lot, but then opened his own bar. You're somebody that's just like in the industry. You know other owners. You know other bartenders. You're just out and about. What would you say your 3 like favorite bars are in Austin, Texas?
This will be great too because I think people think I'm just a hater. Like in
general,
now
you could talk about.
It's like no, man. I mean, I'm just particular, and I'm pretty specific about like if something is cool or genuine. I shouted out Revenge earlier. Those guys are new, but I believe in them and what they're doing, and I think definitely they should be supported. They're guys that are going after it and bartenders.
Yeah, the new
younger bartenders like doing their own thing, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
My favorite bar ever in general is Mother's Ruin, and we have one now. So I can't not mention them. Those guys are all homies. Coolest ownership, coolest management. It's a very, very legit spot. Like, it's my favorite bar.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the bartenders that bartend here were bartending there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm gonna bartend there. I think,
cool.
like why not?
Yeah.
But we've done a bunch of pop-ups with them, and I've known all those guys for a really long time. It's my favorite spot. So us having one of those in Austin, I think, is amazing now. Whistlers, I will always say Whistlers. It's where I got my footing in Austin, and it's incredibly unique. You know, it's the cocktails are always going to be good. It has a perspective. It doesn't at all feel like anything is contrived. It's sort of there. People wonder about things. When you're in there, you can have that sense of like, I don't really know what's going on. Like, that's fun. They obviously have Golden Tiger, like dopest food truck.
It's one of my favorite. I always say Golden Tiger actually not only is top 5 favorite burgers for me in Austin, Texas, it's also top 5 favorite fried chicken sandwiches.
Oh yeah, dude, it's so good. So Mothers, Whistlers, check out Revenge. I got to shout out Lowdown. That's a cool spot. We did a pop-up there in December that was like a blast. I made the most absurd t-shirt I've probably ever made for that pop-up. There's still some over there. You should go get one.
Sick.
But Alan, who owns that spot, is badass. He also bartends.
Cool.
He bartends at his spot.
I'm pretty sure I met him.
He's got a huge beard. You can't miss him.
Okay.
He's got the biggest beard I've ever seen. But dope guy, and it's a really cool place. Like I appreciate about a spot, whether it's doing cocktails or doing dive stuff or whatever it is, if it feels authentic and it feels like the people that run it had something to do with what's going on in there. You know, I think a lot of spots look like an interior design showcase that happens to have a liquor license.
Yep.
I won't say what any of those places are. You can guess. You can guess what I think about that. But places where there's real people there that are actually doing stuff. You feel like you can touch everything in there and the drinks are going to be good, or that there's going to be a sense of, you know, you can hang out and socialize with people and actually exist in that spot. Because like the drinks kind of like not important, I don't think. I mean, I think our drinks are badass. I mean, we won Austin's best cocktail bar one time. That one time we did that, that was weird. That was weird. But in general, like though, when you go into a bar, like if the drink is the only thing that's making you go there, like I don't think that can really resonate that much. You know, the drink's like 10-15% of it.
Yeah,
the rest
I
is
can see
like.
that.
Yeah, I mean, the rest is like, is it just a transactional thing where like a server comes to me and brings me my cocktails and in 45 minutes I have to leave? It's like...
Because there's already a ton of cocktail bars. So if that's the only reason, I need more.
Yeah, because it's like, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
You better hope the person you're there with is like awesome and you're having fun talking to them. Because like other than that, what are you going to... Furniture's nice. That was fun. You know, like what are you going to do? Like there needs to be some sort of, you know, that feeling there. So those places are dope. Justine's is not a bar, but Justine's is...
Everybody talks about Justine's.
Justine's is the coolest restaurant in Austin. It may be the coolest place in Austin. It's just cool.
Why? Why do you love it?
It is so its own thing. It's not informed by anything else like in Austin, I don't feel like. And it's been around for a long time, so that makes sense as well. But you go there and it's the only place that I can think of where it's a restaurant where you go there and you're like, I'm somewhere else. You know? It's not like I'm on the rooftop. I'm on the rooftop and it's Mexico themed or whatever. You know, it's like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
It's a cool place.
That's a place with they have really good escargot.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I get the beef tartare. But anyway, that place is cool. It does have a bar. I mean, people go there to drink. I think people go there, you know, late just to grab a snack and to drink. So sometimes it's kind of utilized like a bar, or like in a way that it's dark and you can kind of hang out and have a drink or two. But that place is just cool, so I should probably say that.
That's a great spot.
I should just say that that's cool. It's not a bar.
What's so I guess I don't know where we're at. Let's see. 45 minutes, not bad, and we'll probably cut a little bit. What are your thoughts?
Cut a bunch. He's gonna have to cut a bunch of the weird shit I said out.
Actually, you've been pretty good so far. I feel like we haven't.
I'm professional.
Well, that's why I'm gonna push you a little bit towards the end here.
I'm gonna post some fucking insane shit on the Instagram later.
So, what are your thoughts on influencers in Austin, Texas?
Oh yeah, man. So this is like, you know, kind of like going back to, like I said, how I've accidentally become like your biggest defender to like all the whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
I want to like kind of
tattoo kids.
I want to set you up because I've learned this as somebody. So I don't know. I don't want to be a narcissist or anything, but I started at 32. So that's why I think I am different. One, I worked in the service and I was a waiter for like 6 years.
Hell yeah.
Second, I had a 9 to 5, so I had to work a full-time job. I wasn't like a young teen or 20-year-old just becoming an influencer. And I was just going out for fun. And then at 32, my page took off and now I'm an influencer. I can't believe it. I don't even know how I ended up here.
Yeah, it worked.
So I consider myself more of just a regular person. And the one thing I started noticing that I always thought was funny was I'd go meet people like you or other people and they go, like, I just thought you were going to be some weird influencer, but like you're normal. And I'm like, what do you mean normal? And what I found out was because they've dealt with so many other influencers that were either awkward or just there for content and they didn't know how to socialize, or they were in and out because they were like, I'm just here for content. I got to go home after this.
Yeah, it just feels so disingenuous. And it has been, I don't know if you could say if it's a detriment to the bar that I don't really let them in, but they kind of don't come here anyway. They won't come anyway, you know, or maybe they've seen or gotten the sense from me that I'm like some sort of like mean whatever person, or I'm going to be like not receptive to it.
Well, actually,
but they stay away, you know.
I was going to say, I think I brought it up. I was like, Rachel, like we should do something there, and she was like, I don't know if he would like me. And then, so I think I was like, no, he would love you. But she genuinely just probably from what you're saying was worried about it. So that's
people get
so
worried
funny.
about it. It's like we're the least intimidating people ever. Too.
Yeah, once you come here,
which is so funny to me. Like we're all about like the service. Like we're all super nice. Like we'll do whatever you want. Like if you don't like your drink, we'll make you 5 other ones until you're happy, if that ever was to happen. Like any of that stuff, like there's no barrier. And that's kind of the point of the bar. Like there's no barrier to you having fun. I never do a door charge unless I have to pay like a band or someone that's touring or something. There's not reservations. There's not a dress code. I don't really care what you do as long as you're not hurting or bothering anyone or destroying something. Like cut loose, have fun. So It's meant to not be intimidating at all, but I do get, I kind of have a big personality. And
like I
maybe
said,
that freaks people out, but no, I'm not going to hate her unless she gives me a reason to, then I'm going to hate her. But yeah, I mean, we don't really get other folks in here, and people will tell me all the time, like, I see drinkers here a lot. And I'm like, he's just coming here.
Yeah.
Because he talked to me and he was a normal person and he does things that have a perspective. Like he comes in and drinks. That is the main gripe, and I think a lot of people have that with the kind of the content pusher type people. It's like, are we going to see you again? Are you come in on Wednesday and like hang out? Mm-hmm. Do you do this? Do you know what we're doing?
Yep.
It's kind of the thing, and that's maybe me. It's a little bit closer to me because this is sort of just like a big art project. I mean, I sort of just do whatever, but it's tough if you're going to make something, put it out there, and then someone else is going to say what it is, but not ask you what the intention was behind it or what the product is supposed to be. And I'm like, I hate that. I don't want you to advertise me as something I'm not. That's even if it's advertising, which is, this is probably not smart. Don't listen to me. Let everybody come. Let everybody come in and film your bar.
Yeah. Like any advertising is free.
Yeah, my God. Yeah, let them do it. Let them do it.
But
I stick to my guns too much sometimes. But but no. I mean, it's a real thing. Like I think a lot of people have some gripes about the way that other influencers do their content.
And that's the first thing I do is like when I go places, I just went somewhere yesterday and I said, so what's your goal with this place? Like, what do you want it to be? Because I want to hear their story and then I want to make sure I say it in the right way. I still will do my spin.
Yeah.
Like yesterday I did Tiger Lily in the basement.
Yeah.
And I was like, hidden basement bar. The hidden I threw in there.
Yeah.
It's not really that hidden, but
that's going to make people go to it, the video though.
But I'm helping the business.
Yeah,
so
it helps it's in service of helping the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's the thing I think a lot of people don't appreciate about that kind of stuff. But you know what? They're all doing their own thing. I'm just a weird case because I don't have like a management group running the thing or whatever. It's like me. You got to talk to me. So it's like,
I love
cool.
that.
Are you cool or not? Like I don't care.
Yeah.
And we're really like, I should probably impress that upon people if anybody watches this far. Like, if the page looks too crazy or you're not quite getting what's going, you should just come in and hang out. We're way more laid back than what some stuff might seem like. But we like to have fun, man. So if you wanna party, we definitely like to do that. But I mean, it's a date night spot half the time. People come in and chill, and it's like I'll just play some cool music and. It's a cocktail bar.
I might need to do like a 5 bars on Congress downtown, not the South, but
dude, honestly,
that would be fun to like do that. Here's 5 bars on Congress you have to go to.
It'd be funny because you'd have Jupiter and Saturn,
yeah.
which was completely unintentional. Like they didn't think about it wasn't on purpose.
Did you see when there was 2 bars called Teddy's opened up, or one's like a restaurant, one's a bar?
It still confuses me. Like I can't keep it straight. I have too much shit going on. I don't know which one's which.
And the chances to open up the same month, what are the chances of that?
Insane, man. Insane. I don't envy that at all. Like what a weird thing. I mean, they're probably both busier for it.
Yeah. I've heard great things about both. So I actually went to the bar. I didn't go to the restaurant, but I've seen all the other influencer posts, and the food looked amazing. But the one is like a neighborhood bar in East Austin, Northeast Austin, and it was super chill. Awesome bartenders in there, just like kind of the vibe here, not as wild, but like the bartenders like, "What's up? How's it going? What do you want?" Like,
casual. Yeah, like it doesn't have to be a big deal.
Yeah,
I hate making things a bigger deal than they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's like it can still be great.
Because that's what I'm saying. So going back to like keep Austin weird. Also, they say Austin used to be a chill city, and yeah, there has been an influx of tech bros, and that is part of it. Do not get me wrong. But there's still this chill attitude at a ton of places where people are just like, I wear shorts now all the time.
Yeah.
When I was in Northeast, you don't wear shorts. Like, unless it's you're on the beach or something.
That's a funny thing too about the one you did with Tober. He made like a really good point about people coming in from other places. Like he's from somewhere else, you're from somewhere else, I'm from somewhere else. People coming into Austin and they're like, well, this is how we do it here, right? And it's like, well, you're kind of in this, you kind of need to pay attention to this because the first thing I thought of when you said shorts is like there's a bunch of places that dress code like on West, and they're like, no shorts.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're in a Macy's suit that doesn't fit you. Your suit doesn't fit. You don't have your top button buttons.
Yeah.
Like
is that really helping?
If we're gonna have these rules and these structures and this like facade of luxury, I'm like, I'm gonna need you to go to a tailor.
Yep.
I'm wearing a t-shirt, dude. Yep. Like, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Like, I'm wearing a t-shirt. Like, either be about it or don't be about it. So, like, it's a little easier to just be about having fun and being just cool than it is to try to do this buttoned up thing. Because I feel like it comes off very, like, goofy. To me, it seems goofy. I'm like, I'm like, really? I'm in Austin though.
Exactly.
You have to have some sense of like some sense of place, right? And be like, can we back up a little bit here? Like, I'm in Austin.
That's the problem, and I think like you're talking about kind of conforming to how just Austin is, and I think that's the biggest gripe that people have. Like, stop moving here, the California stuff. But yeah, I get the one side. The one side is these tech bros. Not everybody. I've met a lot of people that work in tech that are amazing.
Yeah,
people.
dude, we have some cool ass regulars.
Yeah.
I don't care what you are or what you do or where you're from. If you can like act like a normal person and have fun, you're dope. That's great.
I guarantee you,
Who
most
cares?
people are like that.
Yeah, like
It's
who
like,
cares?
It goes back to the haters on social media. The percentage of shitty people in Austin probably is like pretty small.
Yeah,
but they're loud.
Most people are laid back, but yeah, the loudest voice wins online, especially with everything.
Yep.
You know, but I'm like, yeah, I just hate people that complain. I hate complaining.
And that's how I feel. I'm just so exhausted with
I'd rather just joke.
People online about the Austin stop moving here.
Yeah.
I get it, but also they're ignoring one major factor. The city has grown and has changed regardless. Guess what? People who lived in New York City in the 80s are like, this isn't the city I grew up in.
Yeah.
So it's the same as Austin. It's not the same city you grew up in.
Hopefully nothing is the same.
Exactly.
My God, like that would be the worst thing ever is if you were somewhere no one ever wanted to be. Something is probably not going right.
Yeah.
For you or for everything around you.
growth.
Like something's probably bad there. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good. I understand. Like
that's a great point.
I get being bummed out that like something's gone that you used to like or this or that. Like
Yes.
I totally get that. And that's fully valid.
Well, I was thinking about that with dive bars. Like, you know, it's so sad that they're gone, but how long can they keep charging $3 a drink?
It's hard. That shit, the pricing thing is such a...
I went to Lost Well, and they were charging $3 for a mixed drink. And I go, this is awesome, but good luck keeping.
Hopefully you've got some stuff figured out because you've been there for a while and you can offset that. It's tough to be thrifty with pricing with stuff. So like, I never understand when people complain about the price of something. Like I try not to do anything that's like $20, you know, like
sure.
But if I go somewhere and it's expensive, I kind of get it.
You get it.
There are things to look out for, though. Like, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
No, say it.
Sometimes you can tell when you go to a bar that the drink costs that much money because they need to finish paying for the furniture or something. Or, you know, look for the Kimura glassware or whatever, like any of the really nice crystal thin glassware. I'm like, the drink's using all the same ingredients I use.
Yeah, you didn't need
that
to do
bartender's been working for 6 months.
Where did I just go?
What are we getting out of this? It's like, I get it. But, hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I went to Holiday on 7th.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we thrifted all of our glassware.
So sick.
And I was like, that's sick.
So sick. Yeah, that place is cool. We're doing something like that. So let me say a little bit about our next menu real fast, if it's cool, because
we're close to the end, so we can finish off with this.
Yeah. So we do like conceptual menus here, kind of quarterly, not really seasonal like informed, but like we try to do like a big one that's got a whole concept to it. The presentation of it is different. The drinks are really like specific and thoughtful. And our next one is called Country Boys.
Hell yeah.
And I'm pumped about it. Me, Matt, and the other guys are like, we're all kind of rednecks, just in a different way.
In a different way, yeah.
Yeah, we're all Southern people. And at first I was going to do it, and it was going to be like Southern poets and stuff. And like I was writing a bunch of shit for that. And I was like, okay, this is too heady and it's not fun. So like I threw that away. And we were like, what about just Country Boys, dude? Let's do it. So we're rolling that out, and we're doing thrifted glassware. And like the idea being like, if you go to like, you know, some little house in rural South or whatever, if I go to like my mom's cabinet and open it up, none of the cups match. None of the cups match.
I love that.
It's like a mug from wherever. It's probably somewhere they've never even been. It's like a Grand Canyon mug. I'm like, you didn't go to the Grand Canyon. You found this. You know, just mismatched
So
cups, mason jars, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to serve the drinks in those. So like they won't be the same. Like there'll be lots of old coffee mugs and
even
like
if the
different.
same cocktail might have a different glass.
Different cup. Yeah,
Cool.
It doesn't matter. Whatever. Like it's kind of a point of like making it this whole thing.
That's awesome.
We're doing some weird drinks on it. I made one with acorns in it that is like the sickest thing I've ever done. It's hilarious. I was like, I've never seen acorns on a menu. I'm doing biscuits and gravy as a drink. We have a drink called Poor People Can Do Anything. We named it because I broke open the paper towel dispenser to put paper towels in it.
Really?
With a car key because we couldn't find the real key. I was like, poor people can do anything.
That's hilarious.
We'll figure it out. No, it's all supposed to be fun, man. So I think it's gonna be a crazy ass menu. I can't wait to put them out. I can't wait to put them out.
We were just talking about maybe even doing like a movie night here, which would be super fun.
Oh yeah, dude, we got to show some cool ass movies.
Because that's one of the things I love. They have a projector on the wall, so there's always like some type of old school movie playing. I know you're like a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, so there's like some Arnold stuff. I'm a huge Arnold. That's what I grew up on. That
he raised me. Yeah, I was raised by Arnold. It took me forever to drop that accent, man. Like nobody could understand what I was saying.
You have to see the bathroom here. They have like crazy stuff in the bathroom. I'm not going to spoil it. You have to come here to see it.
Yeah, you should come here and hang out.
Yeah. So I feel like that's a good spot. That was like really fun. We're going to maybe have to do a part 2 one day.
Yeah, that was sick, man.
Yeah, I just got to chat a little bit, tell you about his story, talk about Saturn Bar, one of my favorite bars.
I didn't say anything bad. I didn't say anything too crazy.
I was like, maybe I should push you harder, but
it was my girlfriend before I left out to come here and do this. She gave me a.
She's like, don't say that.
She gave me a list. She gave me a list of words I couldn't say, and I was like, I'm not gonna say. I won't say any of those words anyway, dude. It's like
it's good. Ever since we started filming like on my own camera, I now rewatch it and edit the whole episode.
Yeah.
So if we ever said anything like super crazy, I would edit it.
I think it would be way too off the rails if it was going that direction. And like, and we're done. I'm gonna get out of here.
I have noticed like a couple times you say it on the pod and it feels normal, and then I rewatch it. I'm like, yeah, that just the people aren't going to take that right. We're not.
Yeah, I'm full of. I'm great for that. If you want something to be taken the wrong way, let me deliver the message for you. It's gonna go over great.
All right. Well, thanks again for watching the Austin Pod. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. You can find me at the ATX Drinker. Saturn, what's the your Instagram? Is it just
Saturn ATX?
Saturn ATX.
Follow us. It's a lot of fun. You won't have to look at like way too nice pictures of drinks. It's going to be a bunch of crazy memes and silly stuff.
It's just a fun page to follow, even if you don't come, but you should come.
It's also where I post everything. So like if we're going to do a party, that's where you're going to see it.
Yeah.
It's the most fun way to get it out.
And
watch it on YouTube. Watch the podcast on YouTube.
So we're saying that. I prefer YouTube, but a lot of people watch Spotify. Surprisingly, we have more people on Spotify.
He goes to the trouble of videoing this. If you're listening to this on Spotify, watch it. It's way more entertaining. I'm shirtless. I'm running around in circles behind him the whole time while I'm talking.
Yeah, what do? Get off of Spotify. Go check it out.
Yeah, you can't prove it. You don't know.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.